All right, y'all. So I just got some free choice minerals from Little Avalon, as you can see there. I got all of the minerals, and I said I'm just going to go ahead and build a box. So I took a bunch of scrap that I had, a bunch of scrap pieces of wood, and I put it together to make this little mineral buffet. And they're about 6 inches apart, 22 compartments in all. And it was a little bit wonky, so I had to go in there and put a little bit of sealer to just make sure that the minerals didn't mix too much. It was one tube of this, not much at all. Um, but I had some 2x6s that were kind of warped and laying around, and some old 2x6s. Put those together. Overall, it's about 2 foot wide, and I am going to put a top on it today. These are some cedar 4x4s that I had laying around for a long time. I put a little edge on it there so they can go over some things. So here's where we're at. We'll continue the build. All right, so we got it all kind of eyeballed. If you could see in the time lapse, I didn't really get too prescriptive on how this thing was cut. I got pretty close. You can see the edges there, a little wonky, no big deal. I just put it up against 2x4 in the back. But before I put this on, I'm just going to give you an example. I've got the 2x4 in the cross top like that. I'm just going to screw this one on right on top. It's got a pretty wide base, so hopefully it doesn't get any creases on the top there. Before I get this all screwed on, I want to unroll it. 1 second. I'm going to unroll this thing, and then I'm going to get all of the minerals in there, and I'm going to get it marked out where it needs to go. I think what I'm going to do here is burn in what the mineral is on the top, and we'll go from there. What I want us to just focus on is this is all scrap wood. This is old 3/4 plywood that I had just laying around forever. This is some old sealant that I had just laying around that I said it's going to be good enough just to stop big gaps. I did get 1 bottle of new sealant there just to make sure I had enough while I was at the store. But this is all kind of rough cut. Nothing absolutely beautiful. This is what you do. When you're out here, you just make use of all the stuff that you got and reduce those wood piles that you got sitting around, asking if this is going to be used at some point. Here it is. It's going to be used. And I don't know if you could tell or not, but I am a big fan of the torch, and we're going to try to burn in what the mineral is that's going in there. I'm going to grab this calcium to start with. Little Avalon has these really cool little packages. So I'm going to grab some calcium first, and that's Ca. I'm going to do it on the outside and just see how it works. Oh, it's too big. Too big. That didn't work. Might as well burn the edges here. Too big. All right, well, that's not going to work. Scrap that. Go on to something else. All right, round 2. I'm going to see how this paint marker works. Ca. And if I put it inside here, I think it'll be relatively protected and we'll be able to see what it is. All right, I think it's actually coming out now. Let's just try this again. We're going to go C. A. All right, like I said, I got this from Little Avalon. I think it was pretty nice and easy to use. Full package deal that I got out of all these. And so I'm just going to go through and I'm going to start labeling them off like that. So I've got calcium there. I'm just going to drop the calcium inside of the square. I'm not going to put anything in there until I get it off this table because that would be troublesome. Here we go. All right, here we are. All marked up. Got them lined up, ready to go. I'm going to get some photos and I'm going to log everything. and then I'm going to pull it down. We're going to start dumping it out in there. All right, here we go. We're going to get this joker off. It's pretty darn heavy. It's a little wobbly. We're just going to slide it off. It slides pretty easy on a table. Let's see if the little sleds actually work. And we got this first bag going in. I'm not going to dump the whole thing. I'm just going to dump a little bit and see kind of what's working. If it doesn't work, I don't want to ruin the whole batch. So I'm just going to dump it down in there. Give them just a little bit. Magnesium being the first one. And I'm going to store all these in a metal barrel. This one right here to be exact. Plenty more to go. All right, here they are. All lined up in there. Looks cool. Got those all in there. The nice thing about these little bags that they come in is that you can reseal them. And they are in just a barrel in here. And you can kind of stack them. They all have the letters on them, the identifiers, so that's cool. And we're just going to start with one side, and then we'll go to the other side, and then we'll do everything in between. That is weight in there. Good size screw. And that is good right there. Perfect. Oh, that one went a little sideways. Sometimes whenever it starts going the wrong way, I'll throw it in reverse. Whenever I throw it in reverse, I kind of burn it a little. It'll reshape where it's going. So that's kind of cool. Just a little friendly tip. Or throw it in reverse if you feel like you're going to split the wood. Something about going backwards really fast and getting it super hot, preheating that hole, prevents the wood from splitting. Now, I would think that somebody was a witch. I would think somebody's believing in witchcraft if they told me that. But it's true. I don't know how. It's true. So I've got a couple of these D-rings I'm going to show you that I'm going to slap in here on the front side. Just some old D-rings that I had around. And they look like this. I'm going to slap those on the front so that I could hook something up to it and just yank it around. Let's check it out. It's kind of cool because I've got those 2x6s that run all the way through. And they've got a lot of connecting points. So I am not worried about these coming out. And they're somewhat tight. I think the main part of all this, folks, is use what you got. You've been saving that stuff up for a long time. Use what you got. Get rid of it. I've been going through this major purge of trying to get rid of everything. God, that's a lot heavier than I thought. Of trying to get rid of everything. And this is a great way to get rid of some of that scrap stuff that I got. It's too small for stuff. It's too big for stuff. Too much overkill. And now we're making it happen. All the stuff that's got some rot on it, I think I'm just going to burn it. But back to the main point. We're almost done here. All right, we've got this thing tracking. Let's see if this thing can recover itself because it was really annoying me. I just got some old chain here, and I'm going to slap it onto the front with this quick connect and see if it moves it around. All right. Oh, yeah, that's great. That is just great, I tell you. Now, there is our mineral feeder. Time to take it out to sheep. See if they like it. Yeah, let's take it out to those sheep and see if they like it. I'm going to drag it out there and just kind of see how it goes. You want to ride along? Let's go. Side note, look how cool this is. It literally can, oh, of course it didn't stay up that time. But look at that. It can stay up if you do it just right. But as soon as you kind of touch it, oh, it doesn't. Well, just falls right down. Let's see how this thing works out. Super cool. And there's a connection point on the back side too. You know, I was trying to sound like I was going to pull that thing out there by hand, but after further thought and review, I'm not. I got a Ranger that I'm going to use. Why would I use my regular old hands to do that? I don't think I am. So here it is. I got this monster dog leash. Ow, there's a pole there. Then I'm going to connect to it and we'll see how it goes. It's got this great loop on the backside for the ball on the Ranger. I'll throw this in the back of the Ranger and here we go. Don't mind me. Just pulling this thing with the Ranger. Got my coffee right next to me. Here we go. Got it connected. Let's go ahead and give it a pull. Oh yeah, pulls so easy. So easy. Look at that thing. You're pulling like a dream. It's like somebody made it for this. And yeah, it's a really soft wood. It is cedar, but it's going to be more moisture resistant. And that's what I have lying around. I'm not too worried about it. You shouldn't be worried about it. All right, this is it for real. I've got this long leash. Oh shoot, it's much harder to pull than I thought. Well, whatever. I'm gonna try pulling this with my hips. Oh, yeah, this is much heavier than I thought. And we're pulling slightly uphill. Yeah, that's just gonna stay there for now, I think. No, I could pull it better like this. Need to get the dogs to help me pull this darn thing. All right, there it is. Let's just watch and see if they even like it. All right, there they go. Oopsie. Let's see how these jokers like it. If they like it at all. Remember, they get to pick whatever they want. Just going after iodine first. Now, if you're new to this free choice mineral idea, this is something that a lot of folks have been doing for a while. Got distracted. The free choice minerals is essentially saying, like, hey, we're going to give them the option to grab whatever it is that they want out of the pasture, out of the minerals, whatever they need. And the idea is that the animals actually know what they need, and they'll gravitate to that. I did hear one thing. They had this guy that was seeing a lot of, we'll just call it copper. I can't remember exactly. He had a lot of copper that was getting eaten up, and whenever they did a soil test on his property in his pastures, he was really low in copper. And so essentially what this does is allows them to grab just that mineral that they need. And I know that copper can be toxic, but they will only grab what they need. That is the idea. I'm going to come out tomorrow and they're all going to be dead. That's the idea. But ideally, they eat what they need. They go out and they make their deposits into the pasture, and you start getting more balanced soil for your pasture grasses. So that's the goal. That's the idea, at least. And then it just makes for a healthier herd. They'll get exactly what they need and not just a bunch of stuff whenever you just throw out some of those mixed minerals. That's the history. That's where we're going. Hopefully it works and I don't come out tomorrow. Half of my animals are dead. That would be bad. I won't be posting this. And this is what it's for. This is what it's for. They go, man, these jokers are huge compared to my Barbado or American Black Belly, whatever you want to call them. I don't know what the heck they are, but they are huge compared to mine, my originals. Okay, none of them want to touch it. It's not that exciting, I don't think yet. Look at these cute little guys. That's right, little guys, two twin boys. They're always out there fighting. These guys are getting big. All right, we're gonna call it a day for this video. Essentially, don't let things hold you back. Just go ahead and do it. Don't do the analysis paralysis thing where you overthink it and every measurement's got to be perfect. Honestly, just like started throwing stuff together. The only thing that I would say I did make sure that was accurate was the spacing between each one. Said I wanted about a 6-inch spacing between each one, and then I just threw a quick ask into ChatGPT because I use that for everything. And I said, what is the center point for each board if I'm trying to make 11 compartments in this distance? I forget what it was, 96 inches or something like that. And it said, here are the exact center points for every single board that you need for 11 compartments. And I talked to ChatGPT. So I did that, and then the other side I didn't even measure. I just kind of put them together and started down the line, threw a couple screws in there. I knew there was going to be gaps. I knew it was going to be imperfect, but I think it's fine. It happened much quicker, and it makes me feel much more comfortable saying, like, it's fine. It's not perfect. It's fine. Get after it. On to the next project. The next project is, I'm not sure yet, but I have a bunch of them. Y'all have a good one. Bye.